Ahoy, hoy! I'm going to give Garland Tire an extra ad. They just worked on my car, and I got to give them credit. You guys, if you're out there listening, yes, I'm going to give them the Marky Bilson recommendation here. I like Garland Tire. Like all our sponsors. But I mean, Garland Tire, you just heard, I told him I'm going to give you an extra spot there. And so you're coming on at 12:01 today instead of 12 right on the dot. You know, that sort of thing. Hey, it's Marky Bilson, your voice of choice for a new generation of Tri-City sports fans. Name of the program is Tri-City Sports Now, and I've got the hardest hitting opinions and the best guests in the market. Now, in today's program, I'm going to be talking, a little bit, about a lot of stuff. Look at all the stories I got right here. The Otters are opening up their season, but I don't know how huge that is. We've got the second game of the Stanley Cup playoffs, but really we've got Vols to the wall news. I mean, we've got more Tennessee Volunteers news than you can shake a stick at. Well, that's not exactly the most original statement or cliche you've ever heard now, is it? We have Vols news. My goodness, we have Vols news. Maybe having a surprise guest come on. May have that. However, that hasn't been determined yet. But tomorrow we have two really huge, all-time, these are people that you want to talk about. The younger generation, the older generation. I mean, we have great guests tomorrow. What do I begin? I think the first one, I'm going to keep it local. Jake Hubbard. You know this guy? So this is Marky Bilson, the soft spot for his alma mater, which he hated. Wait a minute. No. What? Huh? Jake Hubbard is a basketball player at University High. He's real good. University High does not have a football program. He just signed to play football at Southern Virginia. How? Why? What? How did that all come about? UH never gets any attention, but they got the coin. So, I want to give Jake Hubbard some conversation. And we do have something in common. I was a baseball player. I was a bad baseball player at University High years and years ago. I was so bad that Coach Lou Thornberry decided, you know what your position will be? And I said, what? He says, it will be backing up Chris Lowe, who was the only baseball player from University High to ever play pro baseball. He played in the Phillies chain, okay? You know, he played with, I believe it was Calvin Talford, the Martinsville Phillies, the ETSU basketball star. Oh, could Chris Lowe run? He stole 38 bases, 38 attempts his senior year at UH, arcading like 5-something. Yes, 538 or whatever it was. So that's Chris Lowe. I've never been able to get back in touch with him. Love to. Chris, if you're out there, please give me the station number is 423-743-6124. Remember that, advertisers. But ask for me, and, you know, I'd love to reconnect anyway. But that was my thing right there. Well, Jake Hubbard's about 180 degrees away from that on the basketball court. He was a very fine basketball player for UH. But he goes and plays football. Now, he's not the only guy to do so. I had one guy that I played baseball with insisted to me that he played football at Middle Tennessee State. I called Middle Tennessee State up, asked for his record. They didn't have it. Which makes me, and it was somewhat recent. It was, you know, the early 90s. It's not really that recent, but at the time it was recent. I called him up in the 90s. So, you know, we don't have any record of this person. Sorry, you know. So there's that. I have been told on Facebook that there were 2 University High players on the Grantland Rice Bowl era football team. Now, whether they got into a game or not, I don't know. But still. So we've got that. We've got Jake Hubbard coming on tomorrow. The next one, though, is I am really, and I say this about me playing baseball, but I lost the conversation there, going off the track. My apologies. I didn't play baseball in college, but where I initially went to college, Point Park, they were starting up a soccer team. They didn't have enough people to fill it out. I played soccer. I had seen like one game. Kept wanting to use my arms. Wound up leading the team in games played. That should tell you what kind of team we had. But nevertheless, I played college soccer. Yes, I was a walk-on. No, I didn't get any scholarship money, but I did do it. So in that sense, we are like, Jake Hubbard and I are alike in that we played one sport at UH and then another in college. There you go. And I met somebody else who said that they played at UH, and then they went and they played football at Tabor, which is a good NAIA athletics program. They're known as the Blue Jays out in Kansas. So there's something. Okay, but kind of intriguing there. So I want to talk to Jake Hubbard. How do you do that? How do you go from basketball to football? How do they send you there? It's a regular Sam Clancy. Next thing to ask is Ron Neckeye. Yeah, I'm going to be asking him some questions. You know who Ron Neckeye is? Well, all he did was perform, or he is the architect of the greatest sports moment in the history of the Tri-Cities. Striking out 27 Welch Miners 67 years ago for the Bristol Twins. So we'll be talking to Ron Neckeye. I don't know. I mean, I'm sure that he's been talked to by Tri-Cities media over time. I know recently he did an interview with the Atlanta Braves, but to my knowledge, no one's ever contacted him. I did. Hey, another guy with Pittsburgh Tri-Cities ties, Ron Neckeye, who actually that year was called up, although not directly, but he was called up from the Appalachian League to the big leagues. Now that's something. Of course, it was 1952, Pittsburgh Pirates. His catcher was Joe Garagiola, for crying out loud. Now there's a story in itself. All right, Ron Neckeye tomorrow. What about today? Today I said I got balls to the wall news. I mean, balls to the, we ought to be, I think I'm going to, do that. I'm going to go and balls to the wall, big Accept fan, right? Let's go plug a bomb and everyone's, But the news came out yesterday. Darrin Kirkland Jr. will be leaving the football team. He's retiring. Just too injured. Knees are just gone. Jordan Bone, you knew he wasn't returning to Tennessee. He's going to go into the NBA draft. You know what that means? That means the Vols are going to be a better basketball team without Bone, but they will be a worse football team without Kirkland. The ironic thing, the basketball team will probably regress next year. The football team next season will probably get better. 7-5, 8-4, 6-6, something like that. Now, make note, I am not knocking the talent of Bone. In fact, I think Jordan Bone, now after what I've seen him do at the Combine, I hate Tennessee homerism. I think Jordan Bone might be the best athlete in the NBA draft. Have you heard what this guy did in the Combine? Led all the prospects, I mean everybody, with a 42.5-inch vertical jump. Got his vertical draft here. Vertical jump. Then they had him run, three-quarter shuttle. He did it in 3.03 seconds. That was the fastest time. Nobody was running the shuttle faster or jumping higher than Jordan Bone. I don't know about weightlifting, if you want to put that in, but no. I mean, that's an argument that can be made. Yeah, Jordan Bone, best athlete in the NBA draft this year. As a result, he has gotten on some NBA teams' draft boards, and I'm reading a story, a guy named Khalil Abdullah, writes for Valley of the Suns. That's the fan-sided Phoenix Suns site. He's talking about Jordan Bone being drafted by the Suns in the second round. Why would you return if you're Jordan Bone? I mean, they're going to pay you in legal tender instead of knowledge, like the Vol. And it's time. It's just time. And he should make a lot of money playing basketball professionally, should Jordan Bone. And even if it's not the NBA, I mean, you got to figure G League, you got to figure prestigious, not amateur, but professional leagues here, there, or wherever. So it's a safe bet Bone's going to be making a nice check somewhere. Phoenix Suns, G League, this team in New Zealand that the player that could have gone to Texas Tech or Memphis or Kansas could have gone to. I'll talk about that later on in the show. But here's why that's going to make Tennessee a better basketball team. It opens up a roster spot, a scholarship. And Tennessee doesn't need more guards. They need help in a paint. Think about this. John Fulkerson is probably going to be their best returning post player. No points against Loyola in the NCAA tournament a couple of years ago. That's your best returning forward. They need post help bad. Vols want Kerry Blackshear. Kerry Blackshear wants to play in the NBA. If he's not drafted, Kerry Blackshear will probably be wearing Kentucky blue as a grad transfer from Virginia Tech. In fact, his new coach, Mike Jones, so I don't know what's going on with him. That pretty much says if he's not keeping the lines of communication open with Virginia Tech, he's played his last game with the Hokies. There you go. Some nice runs, NCAA tournament for Blackshear. Give him credit. Love him, Hokies fans. He's either playing in the NBA next year or at Kentucky. I mean, yeah, sure, Tennessee would like him, but so would Quinnipiac. I mean, Here's the deal, the Vols will be okay next year at the point if Josiah Jordan-James lives up to his 5-star reputation. So rejoice, rejoice, rejoice. Tennessee is now a program where players who come in without the accolades can now become NBA players. See Admiral Schofield. See a 6'5", 6'5 and 3/4 Grant Williams. See a Jordan Bone. These guys weren't 5 stars, but now they're getting them. And Rick Barnes is developing the roster that he has into superior talent, NBA caliber talent. Rejoice in that. And now you got somebody, a scholarship up, helping to paint. You got the point guard replacement. He's a 5-star freshman. Vols basketball, they'll be fine. And heck, if they win 25 games this next year and they go farther in the NCAA tournament than they did this year, you're not going to worry about it. That's what you're going to care about. That's what everybody cares about. Now, Darrin Kirkland Jr., he's retiring due to chronic knee injuries. That's a loss. He started every game last season. Stats weren't all that great, but he was a major reason why the Vols went from mediocrity to back-to-back 9-4 seasons in 15 and 16. Remember when the Vols could beat South Carolina? Yeah, in the last Vols victory against South Carolina, Kirkland had 9 tackles. Hey, remember when the Vols didn't allow 50 points every game to Missouri? Last time they didn't, and they beat the Tigers. Yep, Kirkland had 9 hits. Guess what? When he didn't play in 2017 with a torn-up knee, Vols went from 9-4 to 4-8. You see a correlation here? Vols are losing a linebacker who started every game last year. The demise of the Vols, that mirrors the demise of Darrin Kirkland Jr. Who replaces Kirkland? Will Ignat? He started 2 games last year, Alabama and Vanderbilt. How'd that work out again? Now, it's also announced the tight end, James Brown, is going to be retiring. He's got a shoulder injury. He never played. So that will just maybe affect depth. Kirkland, that means the Vols will be weak at middle linebacker next year.